There are two ways you can do this. Let's start by discussing the way you can do it if you just want to see the sector file changes as they're brand new, get the latest and greatest, sort of beta testing the sector files, but you don't wish to contribute yourself. To do this, we're going to clone the master XA repository. Press clone a repository, URL, go to the sector files page, code, copy this URL, paste it, and then for the local path, track down your Aurora folder. Mine is in my program files. In there, you should see a sector files folder. If you don't, that's fine. If you do see it, however, you need to make sure that the folder is entirely empty. Also, you need to make sure the capitalization is correct. Capital S, capital F. Go ahead and select that, make sure it shows up, and then press clone. The reason we've double-checked all of the capitalization and the spelling and made sure the folder is empty is so that when we're done cloning this, Aurora can use these sector files directly. Unfortunately, there is no way to just clone part of the repository. You have to clone the whole repository. If you do wish to clone part of the repository, that's a much more advanced trick that has to be done through the command line and is beyond the scope of this video. For now, let's wait for the repository to finish cloning, and then I can show you how it's laid out. The repository is finished cloning. You won't see much of a difference, but I can highly recommend you press Control-P and make sure that nothing happens. That makes sure that everything downloaded and that your system didn't change anything. If you had an error pop up there, you might need to delete the folder and try again. Next, we can do a pull to make sure that everything is there. Either go repository, pull, or just Control-Shift-P. And that's equivalent to updating your sector files. Every time a change is approved, that pull will go and grab the new versions and sync it down. Now, if we launch Aurora, assuming you put everything in the right places, if we go to our sectors, you should see all of the sectors in the XA division listed. If you don't, make sure that all the folders are correctly named and that you correctly completed the cloning process. Any changes you see here after you've first launched Aurora are fine. You can just ignore them. And that should be it. In future, if you need to run any updates, Control-Shift-P. If it complains, you might need to go through all these files on the left. Right now I've got one. Right-click and hit Discard Changes, or just ignore all INI files, or ignore File, depending on what options you have available. Discard the changes, we'll unwind the changes, and the errors should go away and let you update whenever you want.